Want to oppress us, and they want us to allow ourselves to be oppressed.
This is the I agree with you perfectly. This is the basic problem.
Then what do you
that white people think they're better than others?
I can't solve the problem. You guys pull the strings that close schools. You guys draw the boundaries that keep our kids restricted to the ghetto. You guys write up the restrictive covenants that keep us out of houses. So it's up to you to talk to your brothers and your sisters and persuade them that they have a responsibility. We've assumed ours for over 400 years, and we're tired of this kind of stuff now. We're not going to suffer patiently anymore. No more turning the other cheek. No more blessing our enemies. No more praying for those who despitefully use us. We're going to show you that we've learned the lessons you've taught us. We've studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama, and I can say you, because you're part of the whole system, you profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you tried to force upon us is contaminated. So you can have him. And here's what I'll say. I wish you would follow Jesus like we followed him. Because if you did that, then we'd be in charge tomorrow.
I was made in the image of Yahweh. My spirit Marvin Gaye, heart pumped with black power. Way before the days when he tore down the towers. I ain't talking 9/11, Nimrod had the power. That was Shinar. Before that we had the showers. Before Adam got deceived, he said the world was ours. Lost it in a second, cause we bite and we devour. Was given all of the earth and we don't even say the water. Gave us Messiah and we don't even say our Father. We walk down in heaven, so our burdens getting harder. Word to the turbans on our elders with the Taurus, no capping, that's a rap. Yahweh shied, he died for us. Mamas cried for us, daddies did their best if they survived the whole time. The Edomites, they lied to us. Synagogue and Shaitan want my body and my mind. My soul for Yahweh, my purpose is aligned. This little light of mine running dim, but it shines. The majors of Shaitan pulling at me, but I climb. You're looking at divine, most merciful and beneficent. The sun, moon, and stars, the creator of the firmaments. That's why I stay marching to Zion, it's like a tournament. The rounds getting harder, but I still walk the waters. Euphrates and the Nile, the Mississippi River come to me. I will walk across the currents with a smile. That's faith over trials. I still hear Mary and my grandmother telling me I was special as a child, but I was in denial. The killers and the crack addicts made it hard to smile. She know I would repent but keep my drug dealer style. Several gold chains, you can see them from a mile. I'm wild effervescent. I'm proof you can grow through your trials and your lessons, your curses and your blessings if you seek his acceptance.
I need
Ya Baraka, Ya Baraka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Wa Yashamaka, Wa Yashamaka, Yahweh, 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 Panyawa Al Yak, Panyawa Al Yak, Wa Yachanka, Wa Yachanka, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yasha Ayahawa, Yasha Ayahawa, Panyawa Al Yaka, Panyawa Al Yaka, Wayasham, Wayasham, Laka Shalom, Laka Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yasha Allah, Yasha Allah.
Walking on waves, Abba, I give you the praise. I know you don't make mistakes. I should be dead in my grave because of your grace. I'm walking on waves. Thinking he'll I keep the faith. He keeping me every day. He never let me get away, so what can I say? I'm walking away, yeah. You helped me through the impossible, God. Got me over every obstacle, God. I was a second from giving up. I kept my chin up and now I'm unstoppable, God. Though he slayed me, yet still I would trust him. In the faith that I won't leave it for nothing. Took me through all of that fire, now I made a goal and I gotta thank him for the oven. So what I'm looking like giving up, Yahweh Shai said it's him or us. When it was all on the line, you sent your son to us just to pick us up. That's the reason why I give him praise. I don't hold it down, I'ma send it up. Now I'm stepping on water like I got the baking soda in the way. Abba, I give you the praise. I know you don't make mistakes. I should be dead in my grave because of your grace. I'm walking on waves. Thinking he'll I keep the faith. He keeping me every day. He never let me get away, so what can I say? I'm walking away, yeah. I'ma go hard, I don't care what it takes. Cause he took me out of that mental condition when I was still busting them plays. It was all white when I bought it, but after you rock it, it turned into beige. Give it a minute to air dry, when it's done, then it's back to the J's. So what I'm looking like giving up, Yahweh Shai said it's him or us. When it was all up on the line, you sent your son to us just to pick us up. That's the reason why I give him praise. I don't hold it down, I'ma send him up. Now I'm stepping on water like I got the bigger soda in the way. Abba, I give you the praise. I know you don't make mistakes. I should be dead in my grave because of your grace. I'm walking on waves. Thinking he'll I keep the faith. He keeping me every day. He never let me get away, so what can I say?
I'm thinking of Father, yeah. No capper, but he really stepping. Ain't sneezing, but he give me blessings. His gangsta, I know not to test it. No way. He took me from out of the dirt. Really, my picture should be on the shirt. He giving me more than what I deserve. Gotta have a mighty God just to shine like this. Watch him do wonders, not talking my wrist. Fight with my mind, no need to use fists. Unless it's a demon, he get in the bins. And I'm thankful for what he's done for me. All these scripture keep me confident. Not praising God, they no bored of me.
Walking on waves, Abba, I give you the praise. I know you don't make mistakes. I should be dead in my grave because of your grace. I'm walking on waves. Thinking he'll I keep the faith. He keeping me every day. He never let me get away, so what can I say? I'm walking on waves.
Disclaimer, parental advisory warning. Parents and guardians are hereby advised that this class contains mature subject matter and may be inappropriate for children. Attendance is intended solely for mature audiences and may include, but not limited to, coarse language, sexual content, and suggestive dialogue. Viewer discretion is advised.
Soft and warm, the quiet storm, yeah, the storm.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom, family. Ashar Shabbat. Ashar Shabbat, Shalom, family. Hey, first and foremost, we want to start out by giving, of course, all praises, honor, glory, and thanks to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba, Shalom, Mashiach, Yahushai, man. Let me get some sevens in the chat if y'all can hear me, family. Let me get some sevens in the chat, Baba Kasha, if y'all can hear me. Or yes, or Khan, something, man. Let me know we can be heard through the spirit. And I gotta check is because, hey, we going to solo dolo for tonight, man. All praise to the Most High, brother. Brother Judah says 7. We are green. But first and foremost, like I said before, we want to start off by giving, of course, all praises, honor, glory, and thanks to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai, man. Again, double honors due to the general all and the Son Thunder who have taught us his doctrine, taught us well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful, less scattered abroad, man, and the water for everybody who was tuned into another SOT After Hours, the Quiet Storm, man. And of course, if you haven't already, go back and tune in with our Sabbath class. It was a platform that just played before we went live over here. Make sure you catch the camp video going into this, going into what's going on with our brother Carmelo, man. We talked about this earlier. Me and the brother Aisha Yar concerning, the devices of our enemies, man, and how if we're unaware of them, it'll continue to take us by surprise, right? If we don't know how the war is being fought and who our enemy is, then we're leaving ourselves susceptible to any of his attacks, man. So you have to educate yourself. You have to seek this out, man. And of course, not just that, you have to seek out the true and living God, man, right? Not the fake God that they've given you, right? Not this God that, he might help if you keeping the commandments and stuff like that. Like, no. Right? But instead, the Most High God who will, right? The Most High God who's a God of his word, man. Our God is righteous. And it's just like, I want to say, Andrew Jackson said, man, if our God is righteous, then they have a lot to worry about, right? And we know our God is righteous. So that's the reason why, hey, it's without saying that the other nations, they finished, man, right? We don't have to, as a matter of fact, hold on, let me take this off the screen, man. We don't have to worry about the other nations being in our kingdom, man. We don't have to worry about all these things that we're going through today. If we're continuing to seek him, right? Listen. It's just like the general was saying, we constantly pray for comforts and we constantly seek that out in this life, but we don't seek out what it is that's going to bring the ultimate comfort to the whole world, the ultimate comfort to us all, right? That being the fact that they just need to be eradicated off of the face of the earth, man, right? The so-called white man, the so-called Asian man, all these other nations, the so-called Arab man, every last one of them needs to be wiped off the face of the earth and put into a place of servitude, man, right? The power seat has to change back to a point of righteousness, man, right? We talked about this entirely on our Sabbath class, and if you have not already, make sure you tune into our Sabbath class. This is a very excellent platform, man. Excellent edification coming from the General all consistently, right? So with that being said, man, listen. But of course, as we beseech the true and living God, man, that he destroys our enemies. What comes with that is this too, man. Let me get one quick scripture, right? Let me get one quick precept, man. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse number 7, right? You got to know what it is that comes with the destruction of your enemies, man. A lot of our people fear that idea because they don't know what comes with it. They feel like that's something that's too extreme. We constantly worry and we constantly fret about the state and conditions that we're in as a people, but it's not going to change and it's not going to get better unless somebody leaves. Check this out. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse number 7. And it says, so of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemies. You can't have one without the other. With the salvation of the righteous, you have to have the destruction of the enemies, man. The destruction of the other nations. Nehemiah, Ezra, they counted the other nations as our enemies, as the Israelites, man. Asaph, when he wrote Psalm 83, he counted the other nations as our enemies, man. The Lord said that there will come a nation that will put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he has destroyed thee. And he said your enemies would do that. But the Most High God said what? That's who's going to be destroyed when the righteous are delivered. You can't have one without the other. So that's the reason why it is so important that we're beseeching the Most High God and that we're keeping our hands clean in these times, man. And alongside with that even as we continuously beseech the Most High God that he destroys this place, and that of course that he delivers us, we have to occupy until that happens. So what we have to stop teaching our people, and also counter to one, so I don't want y'all to, I see your text in the back. So yes, what that means that we have to stop teaching our people is to stop, this kind of going to like that self-defamation that we was talking about last week. This kind of go into this assassination of character that has been consistent over the years, man. I'm noticing it within my generation. I'm noticing it within, of course, the elder of us as well. And it's this drive to not push yourself to be intelligent. It's this drive to not push yourself to seek wisdom, right? Now, we as Hebrew Israelites, we don't teach, to not seek wisdom. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you this real quick, man. This is something that we emphasize a lot within Israel, right? And I'm going to put the precepts up on the screen just so brothers and sisters can see. But we're going to go to the book of Proverbs chapter 4 and verse number 7 real quick. I'm going to read. Salaki. Let me just share this up on the screen real quick. Y'all got double presentation, right? That's Sabbath class. You're also going to get it here, man, right? This is the book of Proverbs chapter 4 and verse number 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. Hold on. Because what I'm getting ready to teach is not going to be pretty much an escape from this verse. I'm not telling you in no way, shape, or form, don't seek wisdom, right? I'm not telling you at all not to master what it is that your text says, right? Yeah, breakdowns is important. Yes, learning the doctrine is key, right? Wisdom is the principal thing. You got to start with that so that you can be able to handle yourself within this world, man, as we see this place waxes worse, so that the true and living God can be on your side as you navigate the evils in this place. So yes, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. This is not a lesson that's going to be telling you to do anything different. But to not advance your life, to not seek, of course, what we try to say is, well, we put down, the education system. We put down, things like getting a degree, going to school and everything, and pretty much seeking to have a career within this time, man, right? We look down upon these things, and brothers and sisters that try to go do that. Now, I would say in some instances where you over here selling yourself out, you over here selling your people out, that's off, right? For the betterment of your own life. And of course, most importantly, what we're going to show with this lesson, the betterment of your nation. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So to demonize things like education, demonize things like learning a passion or a craft here in this world, or occupation of some sort, we cannot demonize that. We must stop teaching that to our followers, right? To our young men. What examples do they have from these streamers, man? You hear how some of these brothers be talking sometimes? You gotta dumb yourself down for how you speak. Yo, it sounds like the more intelligent you sound, they all of a sudden, oh, you sound white. Why is that? Because I want to carry myself with more regality. Because I want to carry myself as a prince of the power with God. Because I'm an example of what? The believers in conversation, and I having nothing evil that they can say about me, right? What's wrong with that? But we've been taught to demonize these things, man. We've been taught to look down upon these things, and we have to stop doing it because our people are only getting that in the world. And when we come into the truth, we get the same exact message, man, right? But of course, put the breakdown over it, and we say that's all you need. But we can't do that. We have to find something to do. Yo, check this out, man. Right? This is not going to be a long lesson, right? We kind of started late, man. We're not going to keep Israel up all night, but this is not going to be a long lesson, right? Because this is not a teaching at all to forsake this scripture that we just read or the wisdom of the Most High God at all. But we must understand that wisdom will not have us to be lazy. Wisdom wouldn't have us to give up on advancement. As a matter of fact, the Lord told this to us through what? Through the prophet Jeremiah. But listen, he wouldn't have us to become stagnant as a people. That's actually the reason why, but I don't want to jump the gun. Man. But instead, let's show us what wisdom would have us to do, man. But yo, when it comes to being in the hospital setting, when it comes to being in the courtroom, man, when it comes to being in any kind of place, yo, I don't even care, even if it's the dentist's office, bro. Yo, you don't want these other nations over you, man. They don't see the humanity in our people, man. They don't see the humanity in our young men. They don't see the humanity in our sisters, man. So for us to say, well, don't put yourself in a position to do better than them, we fully against that, right? Vehemently. No. And push yourself and challenge yourself to do what? To instead, you know what? I'm going to outdo them in everything, man. We're the salt of the earth. Yo, why is it that the stereotype of the smart kid is some Asian? It's some chink, man. And it's not what? The young brother that even still with the lowest that he had, even still he made it to the top, man. Right? Even still, he has immense wisdom, has immense knowledge, man. And of course, we still have that within brothers like that when we see the truth. But what? Even still, it can go much further than just that, right? knowledge and wisdom of the human body, man. Knowledge and wisdom of psychology, man. Mental health is a very underlooked problem within the Black community. We think because we have to look at the mental that means one of our people is crazy, but no, the mental health, that's something that we all got to deal with, that we all got to worry about. At the same time, who can we go to in order to have that and security with it when it comes to dealing in this world that we're in? We should be able to find that with our own people. That's the reason why we start with this this flyer right here. It says the general he was just teaching earlier was what? The concept of prayer. What God do you pray to? Staying rooted in the Most High through daily devotion, right? Through trust and confidence. It's not wishful thinking, but it's placing your trust and your confidence and seeing the bigger picture, even though it's not visible, even though it's not physically present, right? That's what having faith is. Placing trust and confidence within something, even though it's not tangible yet. You trust that it will come, right? You trust it in his timing, right? And our hope and our trial, our desire is that his timing is soon, man, right? And of course, our hope and our desire is what? That in his timing, he will give us our reward, man, right? And that he's going to crush these other nations and he's going to exalt us. But at the same time, we can even seek that right now, right? I don't see you backstage, I'm going to send you yeah, who can I run to out of one? I'm going to send you the link, Brother Judah. Oh, shoot. The cavalry came. Just bear with me one moment here, family. Sending the link out real quick. Just bear with me one moment here, family. See, brothers with these mighty profile pictures in Telegram, see, even in the chat, that's the reason why it's hard to tell them apart sometimes. But I want to focus on this comment real quick, man, right? But I want to focus on this comment. Hey, Shalom, Brother Judah. Yabashim Shabbat.
Yabashim Shabbat.
You got to turn that on. Let's give us one moment here, family, right? Shalom, Brother Kayal. Yabashim Shabbat. Shah Shabbat King.
Shalom. Yabashim Shabbat. Can I be heard?
God, you can be heard.
I'll be heard.
Brothers can be heard. God, we can hear you. Give me Judah, you give me Ecclesiastes 9 and 10 and
come on, one. Hold up,
9 and 10 and Kayal, you hold for me. You hold Hebrews chapter 11, right? I appreciate y'all brothers for joining on, man. But even still, where else we at? I wanted to look at this this post that the sister said, man. She said there's a lot of trauma in the Black community. So mental health should be important, but that's one of the most overlooked things. I think especially the topic of mental health, man. Who can we run to in concerns of that? If the mind of the people that we deal with is not one that's like yours, right? They don't even see you as the same, man. They don't even see your ways as on their level, right? They think that, back in slavery, yo, they thought that we was incapable of feeling pain, right? Or our senses we're so strong to the point where we could take more than the average man. We could take more than what it is that you would expect, right? We delayed pain medication. We delayed service, help, not giving no anesthesia. And as a matter of fact, yo, when it comes to mental health and problems with like this within our communities, man, right? It becomes one of those things where it's just something that we just accept that, hey, man, we all got to go through something. But who can we turn to? Who can I run to? Right? We should be able to run to our own people, right? You don't want these other nations having to fall into their hands anytime you have an issue, man. These unclean vessels, man. Yo, but instead we want to have the Lord's hands working through our brother, man, working through our sisters, somebody that understand our pain, understand our troubles, man, right? Understand our struggles, and that's able to guide us through these things, but with what? Knowledge of the psychology of the human mind, man, how we respond to certain circumstances, right? How we respond to different issues, right? How to cope with a lot of things. Yo, we run to all manner of substances, right? We run to the blunt, man. We run to the bottle. We run to so many things because we don't know how to cope with all the shit that we've been going through, right? All the frustration that we face on a day-to-day basis just trying to survive out here. Well, who's going to learn, yo, this is how you cope with this, right? No, this is how you can alleviate stress, man. Who's teaching that lesson to our people, right? As a matter of fact, who give a damn enough to say, you know what? I'm going to seek out that wisdom, seek out that knowledge, seek out that solution so that I can be able to teach it to my brothers and sisters who need it, right? Because they got that for themselves, man. Yo, that's why the other nations, they succeed. But if we don't teach our people to succeed and to excel, man, then what evil lesson are we teaching them to, right? What evil lesson? Yo, just be an entertainer, right? Yo, shoot. I don't want to turn this into something else concerning the state of the nation and concerning the way that we've been instructed as Hebrew Israelites. But check this out in Ecclesiastes. Go to Ecclesiastes 9 and 18. Well, 9 and 10. Check this out. What the Lord said, man. What will wisdom help us do? Bring that up.
Come on, Juan. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might.
Hold on.
Hold on.
The scripture says, whatsoever you find to do, you got to find some work to do. Or shut up and dribble. They shouldn't. No devil be able to say that to me, man. No, we're scholars, man. We have the potential. As a matter of fact, a lot of our people ain't even been told so much as you can do it, right? You're more than a conqueror through Christ, man. What is this Bible? What do we use? We got to be real about what we use this Bible for, man. Is it just to big yourself up and to be that guy, or is it to really build up your people, man? The scriptures tell us what? There is that talketh like the piercings of a sword, man. But the tongue of the wise is health. It's not healthy to be stagnant, man. It's not healthy to just give up on trying in this life, man. It's not healthy to say, you know what? Don't seek no education. Don't seek to advance yourself, man. Instead, just get by, right? No. We can beat them at their own game, and no matter what it is, right? Because what? We serve the true and living God, man. We're his people. We're the salt of the earth. Why can't we do that? Right? Why can't we do that? Yo, we fear different things like math tests, man. All math is, yo, Just learn the formula. I won't even say like that because, again, I have a heart for my people, man. But we make it these things a lot more harder than what it can be, right? At the same time, who's going to commit to being what? That help for them, right? Of course, what that means is it's going to be more for me. It's going to take more from me, right? More from the brothers that you see right here, man. It's going to take more from us all as a nation in order to push us in that right direction. Because we have to do what? Read that verse one more time.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest.
Yo, because once it's all said and done, that's it. Yo, the scriptures tell us, the scriptures just said, you got to find something to do, right? And do it with your might. That's what we should be pushing our youth to do, right? And why not push your youth to do what? Be able to be a vessel for the Lord to use to heal somebody. It's easy to destroy something. It's easy to pretty much break something down, right? I'm not talking about in terms of doctrine. I'm talking, but when it comes to building something up, when it comes to healing something, can you do that? My dad, we have that conversation all the time, right? And we even got to get to that point within Israel. You can tear a brother down, you can rebuke the hell out of him. But are you able to build his spirit back up? Are you able to still be brothers even afterwards? Still have that love for him, right? Because that's what's gonna separate you from what? The piercings of a sword or the tongue of the wise, man. Right? But give me Sirach chapter Kayal, give me Sirach chapter 34 and verse number 23.
You on mute.
Another one, Slocky. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34, verse 23. When one buildeth and another pulleth down, what profit have they then but labor?
So again, when one builds and another pulls it down, what work do we have then but labor? What profit is going to come from that but us just putting in unnecessary work, right? So we got to be able to do both, man. We got to be able to, like Timothy said, reprove, rebuke, and exhort, right? And exhort to what? Good works. Provoke one another to good works. That's what Hebrews 10 and 24 tells us to do, right? And how much more good works rather than being able to what? Being able to, yo, my brother needs something like this. Yo, he's facing a health problem because we understand all the tricks that they got up their sleeves concerning health. And all the difficulties that we face in this life concerning finding healthcare. My God, right? With all the cards stacked up against us, we saying, no, remove more out your deck. Well, we got to stop doing that. But instead, we got to push our people to become better, man. We got to push our people to advance and to grow. Right? My back?
Yeah, you're in the matrix.
We good?
You good now? Come on, Juan.
Okay, Con. We have to push our people to advance. Now, I'm not saying, this isn't a lesson about, you put your trust in Babylon, brother. No, this place get destroyed tomorrow, right? But what I am saying is this, man. Give me this one quick verse, man, right? Give me the book of Luke. Or give me Luke chapter 14. Wait, that's what I want. Nah, Luke 19 and verse 13 real quick.
Come on, Juan. This is the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy till I come.
So we have to occupy until the Lord comes back. We gotta hold it down until he gets here. Yes, that day can come as a thief in the night. You gotta stay ready, so you don't gotta get ready, right? And of course, we teach and we push our people to do that, but at the same time, to want to advance, to want to better your life, and to, of course, to have to go through this route of education in order to do that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? And we got to stop demonizing it to Israelites and to our people, because what we have the power to do is shape the minds of our youth, man. What we have the power to do is to shape the minds. And I'm not saying to just push yourself or any of your children out there into a wicked system. I am not saying that in no way, shape, or form, right? That's why I started this lesson off of what? You got to educate yourself, not be ignorant of Satan's devices. So what? Lest he get the advantage over us. You got to know how these devils operate, right? I'm not pushing for you to get caught up in all manner of debt or something like that. But I'm saying if you have that ability and you have that chance to, why not take it? Right? But we make it seem like, oh, you seeking the white man's education and his system and stuff like that. Like, no, we got to stop teaching that, right? Because when it comes down to who it is that I want having to deal with me, having to care with me, if God forbid some evil shall befall my vessel, man, right? I want to have one of my own dealing with that rather than any other nation, man, who doesn't have no heart for our people, that doesn't have no true love, no real, I'd say, compassion for not only our struggles. That's why all white jewelry for the brother Carmelo Anthony, man, it's like a death sentence. It's like, because he's not being judged by what? A group of his peers, man, right? He's not being witnessed by what? People that understand how that is. Yo, same thing with Trayvon. Yo, how is it that they can relate to what it is that he's doing at that time of night, man? What is it he's doing at that point in the day? How it is that he's dressed, right? Yo, they like to get on me being the young brother because I always got the hoodie on and everything. That was out there at camp, man. The brother Judah, he rebuked me on the scene. He was just like, "What? This is the YN on the scene." But guess what? I can relate to my young brothers. Yo, I like the way that the hoodie looked.
Sound went out of one.
The sound went out. Can you hear me? Okay, Kyle can hear me, but even still, brothers rebuke me on the scene. I understand they a little bit more elder than me, man, right? And they might not understand it, but at the same time, I understand how our young brothers, it'd be difficult to explain, but at the same time, I understand how our brothers, and even our sisters too, man. Why it is that we conduct the way that we do, man, right? I beat her. Like, it'd be hot. Yeah. Even still, I'm wearing a hoodie, man. Right? Yo, just trying to go around the corner store, man, and get you something to snack on. What's wrong with that? But yeah, here it is. And of course, a land that's already shown itself to be against you, in opposition towards you, man. You have somebody trying to follow you, trying to attack you, trying to stalk you, man. What's up with that? Yo, listen. But we're not being handled by people that understand what we go through, right? Who's able to relate, who's able to have that compassion, that same kind of love for one another, man, right? But at the same time, who else gonna do it but you? Yo, we love to talk about, it's not gonna happen by everybody being a fierce debater and everybody, oh yeah, brother, you don't want to see me when it comes to a Bible fight. Now, that's important. You got to know how to defend the doctrine. You got to know how to defend, of course, what you believe in. But it's not going to happen if that's all you know how to do, man. The general he used to teach a while back ago, he said, what is your vocation? Right? Give me Isaiah chapter 3 real quick. And of course, if you brothers want to make any points, man, feel free to say Salakia, yo. This is after hours, man. I know I'm kind of going at that point, but nah, go to Isaiah chapter 13. Somebody go to Isaiah chapter 13. Another brother go to Isaiah chapter, not Isaiah, but Sirach chapter 38 real quick.
Another one, Salakia. Say Isaiah chapter 13.
Nah, not Isaiah chapter 13. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse number 1.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, the Lord of hosts, shall take away Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, and the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water. The mighty man and
we ask ourselves what is that means, but when you look at the book of Sirach chapter 15 and verse number 3, it explains that water is what bread is oftentimes equated to in the scriptures is onto like doctrine, right? The Lord tell us what? Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, which is their doctrine, right? Which is ultimately hypocrisy, to say and not do, right? But, and of course, you could look at different verses like what? Like I want to say that's Isaiah, not Isaiah, but Proverbs chapter 9, where it goes into what? Thou wisdom has her table set. You go into Sirach 15 and verse 3, it tells us what? The water is wisdom, right? So the Most High God, he said he's going to remove the whole stay of bread and the staff of water, the safety within wisdom and understanding, within counsel, right? Because it's what? It's safety in a multitude of counselors and people that have knowledge of what's going on, of how to deal with things, right? It's safety in that and it's power in that. And of course, what? It's just knowledge, but we destroyed and we perished for a lack of it. But continue to read.
The mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancients.
Before you read on, it says the mighty man, the man of war. We already, what are we pushing our young brothers to do, man? Of course, this is a teaching not just only for in the truth, but outside the truth. But of course, when we pushing our young brothers and of course our members within our organizations to despise other brothers and to not get along with this camp, and to of course, just if another brother is, if another Hebrew Israelite, if he ain't in our camp trying to salute you, what are we teaching them? We lost the men of war, man. We lost our army. But here it is. We represent the rebuilding of that. But here it is. We tell ourselves not to be comrades with one another. We're adding to the problem when we conduct that way. And even still, when it goes back into the world, we still have that gang mentality, man, that opposition type spirit towards our own people, right? When we're destroying men in our own army, the men of war, we're taking that away from ourselves when it's safety in that. Continue to read.
This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 4. And I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them.
And of course,
and the people.
I wanted read verse 2 one more time. We're gonna get to that point.
This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 2. The mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancients.
So Lakia, so the prophet, of course, and if that's important, the judge, man, why is it, we need a Hebrew Israelite to be judging these matters. What are they gonna get? 2 or 3 witnesses, right? Let that matter be established like that. We got footage. Okay, like we dealing with people that don't even put the footage up on during the trial, man. They just like, we got it, but nah, we can't show that, right? That's how evil these people are, man. Like we was talking about what we was talking about before, man. We was just like, we as black people, we be like, listen, that's on tape, bro. You did that, right? You gotta hold that. Hey, listen, that's on film, bro. I mean, we love you to death, but we gotta be real with you. We can see it, right? That's another witness. That's within our spirit to do, but at the same time, Esau, what he does, he try to tamper with evidence, he try to hide it, all to work within his favor, man. The scriptures tell us what? The throne of iniquity, they frame their mischief by their laws. But who do we have that's committing themselves to understanding the laws and understanding how to help their people that's within entangled within it, right? We got to have people with the laws of God at the forefront of their mind, man, not being a false witness, not having respect of persons in judgment, and let that be the judge, right? But at the same time, if we teach our constituents to not seek how to get that, how to obtain to that level, then guess what? Then we subtract and we don't reach that mark. We don't ever reach that goal, right? It's sad we got to do that. But at the same time, I won't even say it's sad that we got to do that. If we want anything for ourselves, man, we got to start somewhere, right? The kingdom of heaven is within us. This is what we're going to get to, right? But it begins with steps like this, right? So the judge, man, the prudent, the one who gives that thought before action, right? Nobody pushing that message to our young men. Just crash out is what they trying to say, man. And we got to be a tower against death for these things, man, right? The ancient, right? Our elders stepping up, man. This is what we got to get back to, right? Like we seen in that camp video, man. Where was those? Of course, you see like the Ottawa, they have to take a stop real quick. Like, where's the little ones? Where's their protection out here, right? If you haven't seen the camp video, go check that out, right? Who's watching over them, right? It takes all these things for that safety that the Most High say he removed from Israel as a result of our disobedience. And really, when you think about that point, it's really us eating the fruit of our own way. Okay, you don't want to keep the commandments. You don't want to uphold that. You don't want to set that as the frontlets of your eyes. You won't have no judges. You won't have no people that's going to do what? That's going to stand up within these times to say, guess what? No, this is the right way to do this, right? This is the order on this. This is the decision concerning this matter, right? You're not going to have what? People that's trying to give our people thought before action, right? We're going to lose these things as a result of our disobedience because we don't commit to the ways that's going to bring this about, right? Which is why we got to do our own part consistently, man. And I'll continue to read.
Another one. Verse 3. The captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator.
Man, we ever get some land, guess what? Cunning artificer, he'll be able to help build, right? But if we say, don't seek no education, don't seek to try to do anything here in Esau's kingdom, guess what? We stun our own growth, right? Now, I tell you what, you don't put that before the truth. You don't want to set that as to where it becomes like an idol now. Like, oh no, I can't do all that Hebrew Israelite stuff no more, man. I'm doing this, right? What the general was just going into, man, you gotta trust that your God, he will help you even through these points. Because these other nations can't do anything to us as long as we're keeping the commandments. And we got to trust fully that what? He will make our enemies to be at peace with us, right? And of course, we trust that. But at the same time, that even still, guess what? He won't even make it to a point to where we won't even have to deal with them no more, right? Because we can deal with our own. But we laid a foundation for that when we're able to go to our own. And I think about that all the time, man. Who can come to me for something, right? What can I bring to the table? What can I offer, right? I think about that all the time, right? What use? I've thought about that even coming into the camp. That's when the general was teaching what? Those lessons on what is your vocation, right? And of course, we're stronger together, moving as a unit with that mindset rather than we are divided. You know, some brothers trying to build over here, some brothers over here trying to tear that thing down, right? Because if God is for us, who can be against us, man? Who can stand against our plans, right? Not a damn man in this world, man, right? Not a nation, not a people, not a government, no king, no queen, none of them. Continue to read.
God. And I will give their children, and I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. And the people shall be oppressed, every one by another, and every one by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable.
Man, but when we don't put these different things at the forefront, right? When we don't reset order to the way that we should deal in this life, man, that's what causes the problems that we even see today, man, to where our young men, to where now we call the YNs, right? I'll tell you what, man, I ain't no YN. Yo, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what you think, right? Yo, I'm striving to be a scholar in this earth, man. You get to keep your labels. I'm a prince of the power with God before anything, right? And a follower of Christ, man. So to hell with the label of a YN. What is that, right? We got ourselves saying that about our own young men, right? And of course, it's like we understand because it's like, yo, how are we moving towards each other? Yo, I remember getting off the bus, man, with my older brother. Yo, they got the stick. Yo, they told him right there. I'm just like, yo, I'm like, what the hell is y'all doing, bro? And it's just like, yo, it happens when we don't do our part, right? So guess what? We have to push for the change that we want to see, man, right? White man's army has divisions, man. It says Army, Navy, Air Force, and they can all fight the same war, but Israel can't come together and fight one with even the divisions that we do have, man. They don't all do the same thing. All of us don't do the same thing. All of us don't have the same function, right? We don't all teach the same way, but we can still work that same exact way. Yo, and of course, that's what part of that plan of action that we have right there for us. Because what? With adequate faith, man, the Most High, he can unify what it is that was broken, man. He can unify what it is that we see today is a mess we see today as a mess can be made a perfect picture tomorrow, man, right? But it comes to what? Staying rooted in the Most High through prayer, man, with adequate faith and trusting that he will do this. And living and working together with shared values, vision, and responsibility while walking in divine calling with clarity and strength, man. You can't do that. We're not doing that if we got the other nations, that's the ones who's are living and working on your behalf, man. The other nations, they got a lawyer for you when they over here taking bribes under the table. They over here, they got a They got to deal with the lawyer and everything. They got to deal with the judge, right? Because that's how these heathen operate. And of course, if we push our people to move with that same mindset, just because what they may have that position in the world, oh no, you got the white man's the home. I'm like, yo, what are we talking about, right? Yo, guess what? If he changed his mind, if he instead do what? Operate under the commandments of the Most High God, then guess what he can do instead, right? No, we got to judge righteously. Hold on. I can't be no respecter of persons, and I can't just kind of just throw this case just because, guess what? I don't like this dude, right? But it said, no, I got to judge righteous judgment, right? These other nations, they don't move like that. But the Most High, he gave us that code for us to live by, the righteous principles that should guide our every choice. But we have to exalt these things in these last days, man, right? So what wisdom would not have us to do is become stagnant. Why have brothers holding anything?
You got it. You got it, Hobie.
What I got brothers holding?
You got me holding Hebrews 11.
You got me holding Sirach 38. You never gave me a verse.
Let me get that Sirach 38 real quick. Instead, y'all, you go to Hebrews 12, and I want to say verse 25.
What verse you want in Sirach?
Sirach chapter 38 and verse number 1. Check this out.
Come out of one. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38, verse number 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him.
So understand this. Guess what? The Most High, he's created us to serve different purposes, to serve different roles. And what? One of them is to be a physician. One of them is to be a doctor, man. Luke was actually a physician, according to the scriptures. But he had some sort of vocation that was able to what? Benefit his nation, that was able to benefit his people. I'm not saying you got to shoot for, I'm saying shoot for what, again, you want to definitely do something that you're passionate about. I will say that you got to be real with yourself concerning that. Because guess what? Even still, I love you enough to say that. Like, I'm not pushing you to just do this anything. Of course, it definitely choose something that you're passionate about, definitely something that you love. But guess what? You should choose something that's going to benefit and help your people, right? Because guess what? This is somebody that the Most High can work through. He don't just only just work through us. Of course, you know, when we're out there teaching the word and everything, but we pray and we ask the Most High that he works through whoever it is that our caregivers are for our family members. Because even if it's not us, what about our loved ones? What about our elders when they get up there in age, man? Right? What about our teachers? What about, our family, right? As of course, you know, this mortal body begins to wear down. Of course, as you know, as evil continues to grow within this world, right? As they continue to tamper with the food, as they continue to tamper with the water, with all these different things, man, I don't want none of you heathens standing over my loved ones, man. But instead, I want my brothers and my sisters to be able to be there. And guess what? They got that one mindset. I got to love him as myself, right? Guess what? I see the humanity in him. I see the humanity in her, right? This isn't no monster that I'm dealing with. No, that's my brother. That's my sister. Mm-hmm. That's the final chamber. But guess what? We be in our own way of getting to these next levels, man, right? And when I teach you, I teach myself when I say that. We be in our own way when it comes to getting to the next level, right? And we got to stop doing that, right? That's why I was saying earlier, you got to put your hand to the plow even when it comes to that. What work it is that you do find to do, right? And take these things seriously. Why is that? Because this is somebody that the Lord can work through to bring healing. Continue to read.
Verse 2. For the Most High cometh healing and he shall receive honor of the king.
Can I
The
continue to
skill,
read?
the skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be admiration in admiration.
Uh, Kayal, you hold that Judah, and Kayal, you give me Sirach chapter 1 and verse 19 real quick. Check this out about wisdom, right? Because it's a spirit of wisdom that what is working through these different people in order to be able to accomplish these different things, right? So what's the point of wisdom? To have knowledge within this or to seek it, right? And whatever it is that you set your, I don't make the rules or say, you know, you got to choose this specific, right? But at the same time, we should definitely, whatever it is that we can bring, we should offer that fully for the help of our nation, man. Right? Bring that out, King.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 19. Wisdom reigneth down skill and knowledge of understanding, and exalted them to honor that hold her fast.
So wisdom reigneth down skill and knowledge of understanding, right? How does the mind work, right? Yo, how does the body work? How does these different things that they've been giving us to these times, how does it operate when it comes to being introduced to our system, right? The different devices that they have in the world, and how can we counteract that, right? Yo, I remember the general, he taught at some point, yo, it was this sister that he went to that was like was able to give him a diet based off of like his blood type, yo. I don't know if brothers remember that, but even still, like, that's cold. And that's powerful. And it's something that we need, man. Because what? This is stuff that, yo, it's wisdom within that, right? And it's stuff that, I already said it before, but it's things that we need in order to live healthy and fruitful lives, man. The scriptures tell us that Christ came so that we can live life more abundantly, right? Life gonna suck, but at the same time, we be able to bear one another's burdens. And of course, in more ways than just, you know, just holding on and dealing with that emotionally, right? Or being able to just give them the scriptures. No, I got some sort of skill or some ability that I can bring to you, right? But we can get to that chamber. Go ahead.
Lucky. Just to add on what you were saying, right? I was thinking about this already, dealing with one of the things that took place was, you know, when they took, let's say, the trades and stuff out of the schools and etc., right? And you know, that was a part of a way of removing the men out of the household when they did that, because they removed the skill. Like right now, you know, I'm a mechanic, maintenance mechanic, whatever, and all the skilled mechanics are dying off or retiring, you know, and we don't have any new young ones coming in. So if you're not able to provide your own food, clothing, and shelter, you have to depend on somebody else to do it for you. You at the whim of them. You know what I mean? So they tell you what to do. You go and say Christmas parties. You know what I mean? You doing what they want you to do because they provide your food, clothing, and shelter. You looking at them for provision, and it emasculates you as a man. You know what I mean? So it's like very important. It says here on Sirach chapter 38 and 28. It says the smith. I'm gonna read it. It says the smith also sitting by the anvil and considering the ironwork. The vapor of the fire wasted his flesh. He fighteth with the heat of the furnace and the noise of the hammer, and the anvil is ever in his ears, and his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He setteth his mind to finish his work, and watcheth to polish it perfectly. Right? So this is the importance of somebody that's a skilled laborer, right? If you're a skilled laborer, you don't have to depend on nobody else to provide for you, right? Because you can always provide for yourself and for your own family, right? And then you can, once you do that, you don't have to worry about somebody giving you a doctrine as well. You don't have to worry about, you know, submitting to somebody else's doctrine, because if they catch me out here teaching, they won't fire me. You know what I mean? I'm providing my own. I'm providing my own way, and I'm providing for my own family, so I can provide my own doctrine for my own God. You know what I mean? And that's the part of being a man. You did. Um, that's what I'm thinking about when you're speaking about this, man. The importance of us providing for ourselves, learning these skills, no matter what it is, learning these skills, providing for ourselves, and taking that time to teach our people, man. Um, these law, statutes, and commandments, and the faith in Christ, man. So that way we won't have to worry about this. We can build our own nation, our own cities. We can build our own towns. You know what I mean? And the difference between us now and let's say Rosewood or Black Wall Street and etc. is that the foundation that we're building it on is this law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be like Judas 5:21 when they were looking down on us and they said if they if they are in iniquity, they're fair game. You know what I mean? But if they keep the laws, you know what I mean? They're gonna get out on you, right? That's one thing
Con,
we can build our own stuff and keep these law, statutes, and commandments, we'd be undefeatable. I
con.
land with that.
All praise to the Most High, man. And that's a real life example of exactly what we're saying, man. Right? Because we all need, at some point in time, you're going to need it, right? And guess what? We oftentimes we take for granted the things that we have until it's gone from us, right? So to have different skills, and of course, that's the reason why the Lord, he took these things away from us in the first place, because we didn't take it with the joy and the gladness that he gave it to us with, man. Right? I gave you the wisdom, the skill, right? To be able to be the greatest nation upon the face of the earth, but yet you wanted to submit to the base ways of the other nations. Therefore, they shall rule over you, right? And the hierarchy of the kingdom is going to be out of whack, because guess what? We eat the fruit of that way, man. And that's tough. And that's an excellent example that the brother just gave. And he even shows that its use is in the Bible. And it's a point at the bottom. It says, it set in his mind to finish his work and set it and watch it to polish it perfectly. That's such a powerful point, because what? These other nations, they don't give a damn about what it is that the work that they put in for what it is that you have, right? They give their best to their own. So for you to have a brother or a sister that's instead doing what I'm doing my hardest to be able to give my best for my brother or my sister, man, right? Even down to just fast food, bro. Just like, it come out at every level. We always got to be, when I go to my own people, man, they always got an attitude, always can't stand me. And we can change that, right? That's why our job is so important, which is why we said at the beginning of this lesson, we do not teach to abandon wisdom. That's a principal thing. We got to get united on that code of keeping the commandments so that we can bring our brothers and sisters to see that bigger picture, right? But at the same time, us that see that picture, we have to follow through with the outline that the picture is given. It's a map, really. If you ask, it's a blueprint, if you ask me, right? So do I got brothers hold anything?
You got me holding Hebrews 12. You can tell me what verse. Salafia.
Give me Hebrews chapter 11 and verse number let me see what I want. If if a brother knows where that precept is, where it comes to Moses and how he was instructed in the ways of the Egyptians,
Con out of one.
brother knows that's that.
That's Con. So Hebrews 11 and verse starting with verse 23
Khan, bring that out.
says, by faith Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents because they saw he was a proper child, and they were not afraid of the king's commandments. By faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Yahweh than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the
Khan,
treasures in
so even
Egypt.
still, when it comes to Khan, so we don't teach these things for the value of the treasures of this kingdom, or for the value of having, the money, the cars, and of course, it's not wrong.
You're gonna make this out of wine.
Can I be heard?
Kind of wine.
Okay, Khan, I'm good. Okay, Khan. Nah, give me Acts 7 and 22. That's what I want. Give me Acts 7:22. We don't got none of the chat shooters in the building, man. Right? We don't got none of the snipers. That's able to sniping precepts, man. Right?
Kind of the one. This is the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 22. And Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and was mighty in words and in deeds.
So again, Moses was skilled in all. Again, they're different. The way that their place worked, right? The kingdom that he was in, he understood it, and he understood what it was, the skills that he needed, right? In order to do what? To eventually help his people, right? So it's not for the purpose of, guess what? You got to get it for the money, man. You got to get your bag up, right? You're not going to do it just by any, nah, I'm not talking about that. Because even still, that wasn't Moses' mindset for it. He esteemed the kingdom over everything, right? We say that all the time when we wrap up camp out here in Chicago, man. We say kingdom over everything, right? But, because even still, when it comes to that, we're teaching for the point of what? Advancing your kingdom, man, advancing your nation, right? But we're teaching counterproductive to that if we're teaching our brothers and sisters, man, not to seek to advance or to grow within this plight, man, right? We'll get a few more and we go shut it down, right? Y'all brothers holding anything? Yeah, we found another one. We found it. Okay, Khan. Salakia, go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, right? Go to verse number 4.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 4. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, unto all that are carried away captives, whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto Babylon. Build ye houses, and dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them. Take ye wives, and beget sons and daughters, and take ye wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there, and not diminished.
Or Salakia. So the whole purpose being to what? To be increased and not diminished, right? Now, I don't even got the energy to deal with the potential scoffs for this, man. Right? But even still, the Lord, he told us to do what? To get established in some kind of way, man. There's nothing wrong with that. So for us to try to demonize these things and try to like paint it with the broad brush that it's all evil, that's not the right spirit to operate in, right? And it's not the right message that we should give to our people, but instead we need our people to rise up in all these things more than ever, man. They trying to, this, like, I despise the image that they try to create about our young men, because I know we so much greater than that, right? I know we so much more brilliant, and I know we so much more intelligent than what they think, right? And guess what? We can prove them wrong, right? At the same time, it ain't about proving it to nobody. But guess what? Because we know that we got a God on our side, that whether we eventually get to these points, whether you actually get to be able to practice within these different fields or not, man, the Most High, he's going to destroy this place in his timing. So we still will acknowledge that point. But at the same time, until that happens, we're going to advance and we're going to build and we're going to grow as a people. And we're going to establish these different purposes with what? Community purpose. And this isn't going to be something that's going to be selfish, man, for our own personal gain. Because guess what? We're going to establish and commit this work onto the Lord. Whatever you find your hand to do, we're going to commit this thing onto the Most High God, man. I'm doing this for the sake of my God and my nation, right? That's why we got stuff like the SOT Scholars Program. Because what? This is the future, right? But we don't want to push them in the wrong direction through teaching an evil lesson like that. Don't try to even try with that school stuff and everything, man. Right? You teach a wrong lesson with that. So with that being said, y'all brothers got anything else y'all want to go into for tonight?
Yeah, I just want to say something. The general brought out something today that I didn't even notice. He brought out the fact that with the Charlie Kirk situation, like when they found out, like before they found out that their shooter was a white man, they was ready to hunt us down and go on a rage of killing us, But once it came out that it was a white dude that was a shooter, you heard nothing else about that case, man. And today's lesson, that stood out to me. And that's deep, because it's like when y'all do the stuff, y'all brush it under the rug like it ain't never happened. You know what I'm saying? We do something in self-defense. It's just crazy, yo. That's all. I want to say it earlier, but my phone was acting weird. Bye, you.
No, it's cool, but you absolutely right though. I mean, like, it's a consistent pattern with that too, right? And of course, they try to pull. I don't care what they say, man. I was looking at that entire thing. I was just like, ain't no way Jake did that. Jake ain't do that. I was just like, Esau, they the ones that be having, the Tifa, the Antifa, little magazines, your AR-15s with the marker on it, the Sharpie and everything, and with the manifestos. That's their people. And with all this artillery, heavy duty weaponry, right? I was thinking, man, Jake that can barely get to the range at times, man. He ain't do that. I was just like, go ahead.
Yeah, but one thing you see about what's going on right now, man, is that the mask is coming off, man, of these people. They showing themselves more and more right now because their time is up. Their time is up, so they ain't got nothing to lose. So they showing their true selves more and more right now. So at this time, we like the general was speaking about, we don't got time to be worried about what old girl saying on the video about her husband or whatever. You know what I mean? We ain't got time for that, man. We got only thing that we have time for, man, is building our nation, man, right? And unifying our people, man, and bringing our families and our communities together, and reinforcing, because we are first reinforcing our families and our communities and our nation, because we here are the first line of defense, right? And like my people my age, our kids, you know what I mean? Brothers like yourself, Captain Quazala, and you are gonna be the one, you're gonna be the vanguard for our nation. You know what I mean? And our kids is coming up right now, man. They're gonna be the vanguard for our nation. So we gotta focus on teaching them these precepts, man. Teaching them like, David taught Solomon, man. You know what I mean? And teaching them like the king taught his son, man. It's of the utmost importance that we gotta do this, man. We can't be worried about, debating such and such and who has the, you know, um, whose doctrine is this, that, and the third, or who pronounces Yahweh Shah or Yahusha. We can't be focused on that right now, man. Only thing we gotta focus on is reinforcing our people, man. And keeping with these law, statutes, and commandments so that we can live, man. I land with that though.
That's a fact, right? We worried about the wrong things, right? When it's bigger fish to fry, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say planting that seed of righteousness within the minds of our youth, man, because they try to paint us out to be something, like they try to paint us out to be something like completely opposite of what the brother Kayal just described. So when we instead be that light, and because really they like to push the bottom of the barrel amongst our of course, it's unfortunate amongst our people to the forefront when even still today, it's still black inventors, young black inventors, man. Check out Moses West. I mean, he's an elder man, but look at what he's doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look, like, he's literally making water out of thin air. But go ahead.
It's a brother that's making gasoline out of plastic.
Plastic.
Young black brother.
That brother, the plastic crisis that Esau has began with his mass production and destruction of the world, that brother found a solution that could benefit everybody. But guess what? Who's gonna fund that? And that's another thing we got a problem with doing. But that might be an after hours lesson within itself. Israel get out the spirit when we start talking about money. Israel get out the spirit instantly. You talking about my wallet? They ready to take the sword and cut you in half, right? But hold on, it take money to do these things, man, right? What's wrong with funding a brother's education? What's wrong with funding a brother's invention, right? What's wrong with funding something that's going to advance us? To fund your own movement. That's what we say over here at SOT. What's wrong with that? We spend money on Gucci, Balenciaga, and these Italian designers, man. But what's wrong with supporting the Israelite business, man? A black business, right? And guess what? Even for our black business owners, we got to get to that point to where, again, that love is for our people, man. That purpose is for our people, right? This is for you and by you, right?
Boo-boo.
Boo-boo. You'll get boo-boo. It's like, we gonna get to talking like Kendrick on here, man. Right? But at the end of the day, man, we can talk about this all night with y'all brothers and sisters, man. But I know we getting off Sabbath class. I really didn't even mean for this to be a whole. I didn't even mean for the whole extra 30 minutes, y'all. So like it. But yo, at the same time, all praise to the Most High. Most High, when this was edifying for y'all brothers and sisters, man. And of course, let us know y'all thoughts in the comments or in the chat below, man. Peace and blessings to the hopeful less scattered abroad. And of course, definitely strive your hardest, man. Yo, we can be that light that's gonna outshine. Yo, even shoot, we can be that light. They try to exalt themselves like they're the scholars of the earth, man. When no, it's young brothers learning Greek, Hebrew. Yo, I wish ISRAELITES was on right now, man. I look at brothers like him and Asia, man, like yo, they got immense wisdom, right? like it'd be crazy things, bro. But even still, these is young men. They try to push you to make you think that you fall in alignment with what they want you to say, with what they think about you, right? When no, you can create your own future, man. You will become the man or woman that you want to be, man. And of course, in righteousness, I'm not saying, I want to be the thug nigga. I'm not saying go do some stupid, silly nigga. I'm talking about, yo, you can become as great as you want to be, right? And of course, as long as you serving the Most High God, man, and of course you commit that trust and you commit that work unto the Lord, man, He shall bring it to pass, right? So with that being said, man, we're gonna close up by giving, of course, all praises, honor, glory, and thanks to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach Rashad, man. Again, double honors due to the general y'all all in the outer wing over here at the as well, man. Peace and blessings to the hopeful less scattered abroad. It's be your brother Kwaza Allah, and I was here with
Soldier Judah Agape.
Soldier Kayal.
And again, with the Sons of Thunder Israelites, our hearts pray desire that all Israel may be saved. Now the SOT after hours off the scene, man. Call me a shalom.
Call me a shalom.
Shalom. Soft and warm, the quiet storm, the storm.
Thank you for watching. If you wish to donate, you can use Zelle or PayPal. We're the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved. Shalom.